The content presented is for entertainment purposes only. Some content may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. And I just realized, oh, actually it looks pretty good. I forgot to change the video settings to make sure they were correct. So
Are they correct?
So I'm doing that really quick. Please.
Oh, oops.
Please forgive us. You know, it's been a week. We haven't done it for a minute. I apologize. I'll be more prepared next time, I promise. All right, so we're good. We are live. We are recording. We are talking. We are speaking. And things. That's probably my lovely wife that texted me.
Tell her I said hi.
So, how's it going, buddy?
It's good, man. Just barely getting off work, and yeah, we had some lovely sushi burrito. Which, if you don't know what that is, I don't know if it's just a thing in Cedar City or if it's like an actual chain. I've only seen it in Cedar City, so yeah, we had sushi burrito earlier. Which, to explain a little bit of what that is, it's not like exactly what it sounds like. It's basically just a giant sushi roll.
They call it a burrito because it's the size of a burrito.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I had a friend text and said that our
your internet's down.
No, it's not. It's not live for some reason on Facebook.
Oh, it isn't? Well, I got a notification that said it was. Well, let me see. See. Yeah, it's live. I'm watching it from my phone.
Yeah, I'm watching it as well.
So to whatever friend said that it wasn't live, you're wrong.
Huh. Weird.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure it'll come up in a minute. I know this does also have like a little bit of a delay, so be patient. Like it will come up eventually. Excuse me. Didn't even bother to move away from the mic.
To move your face away from.
I was like, you know what? Here you go.
Just doing it live. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
It's been too long. Like we should never go 2 weeks without doing this. It takes two.
Well, we just missed a week, and it wasn't really.
Yeah.
Do we have a theme for the day? Because I don't remember ever talking about like, oh, this is what we're going to cover today. So. Anticipation. Jacob is texting. I have to remember that. I remember when I was first starting to get to know you, like you were on your phone a lot. Granted, it came with a job, but like you were still just on your phone a lot. And I would always like be trying to talk to you about something, and then like you would always look up and be like, "What?"
Because I'm doing this and trying to talk to you at the same time, which doesn't work.
Because like 90% of the time, everything that you were texting was like a pretty big thing, like.
Yeah, and
like needed to be addressed right then and there. So
yeah. There's always fires to put out when you're managing stuff.
Yeah, I like how a lot of our conversations on here come back to Vivint because there's just so much. Like,
yeah, there really is a lot of stuff. Isn't let me watch another one of my friends. Oh, weird. I don't know.
Yeah, we're sorry if the stream is not coming up live for you for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's
if you go to the channel
really
on YouTube,
strange.
If you go to the channel on YouTube, then you might be able to figure it out. But it's live on Facebook. I mean, I was able to watch it on my phone from Facebook. So
yeah, I was too. So I don't know. Maybe internet's down at their house, or
maybe I don't know.
Browser. I don't know. There could be a number of different things that could be the reason why.
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Maybe they got shadow banned. Maybe the NSA is listening in on this. If the
What's up, NSA?
If they are listening to this, whatever it is, I didn't do it.
Whatever it is, I might have done it, but I probably don't remember it.
Yeah, I really didn't have a theme for today, just because initially I was supposed to have my little brother come on, and we were supposed to talk about social issues in our society and human issues.
It's the department I work on, so I mean, like
it would have been really good. I'm kind of sad that he had to work, and then we had the issue. The whole reason that we didn't have a podcast last week is because when Rhiannon and I came back after our camping trip, our fridge was already kind of on the fritz, and we're just kind of hoping that it was going to stay together so that we could, take care of it that following weekend. We came back and everything was unfrozen. Like, stuff in the fridge wasn't keeping cool, and so it was kind of a family emergency. We had to take care of that because we couldn't go without a refrigerator, and we had to throw away some food, and we're probably gonna have to go through the other fridge that we have in the garage and the deep freeze to try to figure out. Yeah, it's been a mess, and our house has kind of suffered for it. It's pretty unkept right now. But
I mean, like, losing
such is life.
Losing a fridge / freezer that's a big deal, though. Like,
no, it totally is, because like that's what, without electricity, you would literally have to be like hunting and gathering like that stuff that day, and eat it and cook it that day. Like, you couldn't. Well, I mean, obviously you could hang and dry meat and stuff like that, but more or less you'll have to like cook and eat whatever you grab and do it right then. Like, you didn't have a place where you could store it for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
You have a really nice mustache. I'm actually really jealous. I actually just noticed this not too long. I think I noticed this the last time we hung out, and I was just like, you know what? That mustache is seriously good.
I don't think it's that great, but thank you. I appreciate it. My facial hair is really weird. Like,
isn't everybody's?
No, like, yours is actually like very nice looking. So
it's scraggly. Like,
okay, well,
it's really hard to keep it tamed. Like, I just did. I don't know if you can see, but I just did a new neckline.
Okay, I need to do that.
And like, basically what I do is I straighten it and I like let it curl and go back under my chin, and then I just kind of make my line that way.
Gotcha.
And so it looks a little bit nicer now, but it's been a day and a half since I really shampooed and conditioned my beard and straightened it. So
all I do with mine is like, yeah. So the reason, like, I think mine is weird is because I have the kind of facial hair where, like, I do like to have my beard growing out, but unfortunately my mustache doesn't totally connect to my beard. So I always like grow out like the edges, like the sides of it a little bit more, so it looks like it is, even though it really isn't.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, and then like my soul patch that's just underneath my lip, my lower lip.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because the way that it grows is it doesn't grow down, it grows out.
Mm-hmm.
So like, that's really annoying sometimes.
And mine actually curls like left and right. I don't know if you noticed, but it kind of, the
I am
kind of goes
noticing
down,
it now.
and then left and right kind of goes their own direction.
Yeah, I'm noticing it now. But yeah, and then like, it's not super patchy. Like, it grows more like down towards the bottom of my cheek instead of like closer up, like to where my cheekbone is, which is what I would like. But
yeah,
it fits. It's something to hide behind. I shaved.
Mask.
I shaved for the first time in like a year, a couple of months ago when I first started my my current job.
And you're like, no.
And I was like, oh, first of all, no. I was like, so that's what I look like. Because it had been a while since I had seen my face, and my beard was just so scruffy and so much at the time that I forgot what I looked like. And then,
oh, that's funny.
But then when I was like, so that's what I look like, I was also like, so that's why I have a beard, to hide myself. that's why.
Well, there are some people that believe that, if you grow your hair out and you grow a beard, you're trying to
be a hipster.
Well, like, subconsciously, some people believe that you're trying to like cover your face up and mask yourself, so you don't have to be yourself.
No, I
don't know. I feel it's an accessory, but what do you do?
I just don't like my jawline shape. Like, I don't like the shape of my jawline and like my.
Are you telling me you have body issues?
What?
You have issues with your facial structure?
Yeah, a little bit. But like,
Okay.
I just don't like my jawline all that much. So like, having some facial hair kind of hides it a little bit, and I can forget that that's what the bottom part of my face looks like. So.
That's interesting.
But yeah.
I think for me, it's a matter of just laziness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
that and ingrown hairs and razor burn. That's a whole chore in itself.
Yeah. I don't really. Well, I do take care of my beard. Like, I make sure it's washed and then it's clean and everything. But like, I don't really do a lot to like trim it up or like. Well, I'm gonna need to start combing it pretty soon here because it is starting to get a little long.
You got a beard straightener?
No, but I've seen those.
I got one. It's like when it gets long enough, it actually does work pretty well. But your hair has to be, I want to say, almost 2 to 3 inches before it really like lays down really well.
Yeah.
Like mine's like, I don't know, how long is it?
Yeah.
Trying to measure it. I don't know. It's almost somewhere between an inch and a half in some places.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's starting to get to the point where I can do it a little bit, but it has to be shampooed and has to be conditioned. Otherwise, it's not going to take the heat.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually make sure that my beard's just clean and then I comb it if I need to. But like other than that, I don't really do much to it. I take more time to like work on my mustache so my hair isn't curling into my mouth. So when I'm eating stuff, it's not like...
Yeah. And that's my thing too with my mustache. Like if it starts hitting the top of my lip, I have to use some scissors and trim it back.
Yeah, that's when I'll usually like. What I do is I grab it like with 2 fingers and then I'll just start snipping that because it's like I like the length that it is and with a. Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like the length of your mustache is like really nice. Like I wish I could stand it being that long, but I can't. It tickles my lip. And if it starts coming in, I'm like, nope, I have to trim it.
You get used to it, but then you also like, when you get used to it, you start making those weird dad mustache faces. You know what I'm talking about? Like that. You can't see it on the podcast, but as I demonstrate for Jacob, like.
Because it's tickling the face, yeah.
Yeah, so you're always like doing that. But like those of you that have a mustache or know somebody that has a mustache, like you know what I'm talking about. So. You know the face that I'm talking about.
That is wild.
Yeah, and now Jacob's doing it.
I think that's why I trim it, because I don't like doing that. Like you're trying to itch it or like get the hairs to move to the place where it's not itching.
Yeah, I find myself itching like around the sides though, because that's where I kind of let it do its thing and grow. But you know,
some people like to do the whole mustache. Okay. What are your thoughts on those?
Oh my goodness! So I used to play in a little band project with like the bass player in this band. He had no hair on his body, was totally bald, but he had this mustache, and his was like that, where it was long enough on the sides to where like he could comb it and curl it, and it was so funny. It was ridiculous. Dude looked like Popeye, but like
that's baller. Like.
It was so funny.
Bass play like Popeye the bass player.
Yeah, something like that.
Heck yeah.
I mean, really well
like
built
it.
too. It was funny. But yeah, I laugh every time I see it. I'm just like, okay, unless you're him, you can't pull it off. Like I don't think I've seen anybody that's been able to pull off the mustache curls.
Yeah.
Like
very few people. I haven't seen too many. When I see it, I watch as they go by.
You stare a little bit.
Rianne, did you see that glorious mustache? Or did you see that amazing beard?
Yeah, you stare a little bit. You're like,
I geek out a little bit when I see people with really nice facial hair that's like really well kept and trim, and like there's like, I know that there's like beard competitions where like people like they curl it, they do like different things. Like I saw some guy one time. It's been a while since I've seen these pictures, but one of these pictures, he basically turned his beard into an octopus. And it looked super good. I mean, I wouldn't take the time to do that.
Into an octopus?
Yeah. It was like, it legit looked like an octopi.
Probably have like looked at Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean and was like, "Oh, I got an idea."
Yeah, get old Davy Jones.
Yeah. I always find it interesting how like a lot of Vikings, what they would do with their beard is like they would actually put beads in their hair, or like.
I kind of want to do that.
Same.
I kind of want to do that. My goal, if I can stand it, is to let it like all this stuff grow and go under, but I'll still keep my beard line so that it'll actually be pretty long in some places. And I'll actually see if my wife can put some beads in it. I legit want to do that and then do the Viking braids. Like I think it'd be pretty badass.
So I actually used to make my neckline a little bit different than how you do it, because you know how you said like you kind of comb yours down under your chin. So
yeah, because otherwise it just like it goes all over the place. So that's all the way down and then under.
So I did that complete opposite because like I wanted mine to kind of go all over the place. I wanted it to kind of be like that whole like sunray beard or whatever. But like I would actually comb mine out and I would shave under that, so that way like. Okay. It would grow down and out a little bit. So it
kind of has some structure so that it actually stays out.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder how people do that and make that work well. I tried to do that, and this is when I was donating plasma, but this is quite a while ago. But I remember seeing my picture, and my beard was legit like 3 or 4 inches long.
Whoa.
Like it was long. But I tried to do that, but it just kind of does this weird like over here it curls this way, over here it curls that way, so it kind of swooshes this way.
Yeah,
it didn't work very well.
Yeah,
I think that's why I chopped it off.
And it is also kind of weird too when you have like really cute curly facial hair like mine. Like mine's really curly. But yeah, because like when it doesn't straighten, like because yours is fairly straight. But
that's only because I try to tame it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
if I didn't, it would be all over the place.
But yeah, like, I forgot where I was going, but
something about beards.
Yeah.
And mustachios. Postachios? No, wait. That's a nut. That's a nut, right? Pistachio. It's a green nut.
Funniest Snapchat I think I ever sent was like when I was taking a video of myself like chewing on cashews. I was like. I'm over here eating some nuts.
Like open mouth, just.
No, I'm not that gross. But I was like,
okay.
I'm over here eating some nuts and just making some dirty nut puns. I was like, I'm eating some nuts. You know why? Because I'm nuts. They say that I'm pretty nutty. And I really like to put these nuts in my mouth.
Oh, gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. People say I'm crazy, but I'm really just nutty.
And I cracked one. I was like, hey, check it out. I just busted a nut.
Oh, God.
Hi,
nut
Mom.
Nut puns. Seen any good shows lately?
I mean, I was telling you guys earlier, like I started Sons of Anarchy. I'm like fairly early into the show.
So you're still first season?
Yeah, I'm only watched a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good show. I'm excited for it. Like, grew up around a couple of biker gangs.
Biker games. Oh, that's fascinating.
I grew up around a couple of biker gangs, so this should be kind of interesting to be like, oh, so that's what those guys were doing. But
I didn't realize like how involved into like crime biker clubs can be.
Yeah.
Before like watching different documentaries, but definitely, you know, Sons of Anarchy kind of introduced me into that, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah. I believe there is a biker club in like the southern Utah area that does a lot of like, you know, like their whole thing is like they're against human trafficking, so that's like their thing is that they kind of go for is like they like try to combat that in a way. So
yeah,
that's like their thing.
That's totally cool.
So I found that really interesting, and I learned that they were in southern Utah, and I was like, oh, sick.
I'm trying to think of the documentary I watched. I think it was about Hell's Angels. I think they were infiltrating their organizations for their illegal gun running and drugs.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. Unfortunately, it's been way too long. I don't really want to go into it too deep because it's been way too long.
I said I was going to watch Sons of Anarchy this week, and then I ended up just replaying Ghost of Tsushima on my PlayStation, which, wonderful game. Love that game. But, anyways.
So, let's see. My wife, we'll save that one. Hopefully, Rianne will come down, and we'll talk about C on Apple.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, now that you guys have actually started watching it. Like,
we actually finished the first season. We're stoked for the second season.
Yeah,
it's a really solid series.
I was pretty hyped when I saw this year the trailer for the second season. I was like, about time.
About time.
Like, COVID really took its time, like, pushing back all these shows.
Everything. It pushed back everything.
Like, The Witcher season 2 was supposed to come out, like, December of 2020.
Yeah.
And then just didn't happen. So
they definitely got a lot just sitting in the bank waiting to be finished up and pushed out. So
speaking of which, WitcherCon is tomorrow.
WitcherCon, where is that happening at? Is that
I don't remember. I honestly don't know a whole lot about it. I was just gonna
I saw an ad for it.
I figure like we'll probably be here. Like it'll be on YouTube or something or Twitch or whatever. So
yeah, for sure. It'll be in majority of those most likely.
Yeah, let's see. WitcherCon.
So I did there are some series that my wife just refuses to watch with me, and so I'll actually watch them by myself. So let's see, what did I just finish? I just finished Lucifer on Netflix, which I thought was a really interesting series.
I have only seen the first season.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's very interesting. I keep going back to the way I was raised and looking at it. And looking back myself back then and how I would have reacted if I saw that show on Netflix. And it's just like really interesting, like how much I've changed my outlook on watching different series and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to keep watching it. I wasn't drawn in enough after the first season. I've heard like since it's moved to Netflix, like it's been upped quite a bit.
Yeah, I think the first couple of seasons they started on like NBC or ABC or something like that, and then Netflix bought it, or like they were getting ready to cancel it, and then Netflix bought it and kept it going for more seasons. I think there's like 5 seasons now.
Yeah, like that. I think they're getting another season too. So,
gosh, if they get a season 6, that'll be really great. It'll be really interesting where they go from where it ended, because it kind of wrapped up a lot of stuff. Like, well, as far as like Lucifer was concerned, but still like. I had somebody on Facebook go, "No, dude, there's like a lot of stuff we can go through." I'm like, "Really?" And like outlined it out. I was like, "You, sir, you are a super fan." And so it was really good. I definitely would give it above average rating, maybe like a 85% out of 100, somewhere around there. No, I'll give it a 90. I seriously enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It didn't get a perfect score for me because of it's one of those series where they like to put musical stuff in it, and I kind of feel like it wasn't really like the series for that.
Musical stuff? Like the actors would start singing and stuff?
They would every season they'd have a musical episode where the whole episode revolved around a story but also had musical numbers throughout the whole episode.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, those were just kind of like, okay.
I've never really been like a big musical person. Like I still haven't seen The Greatest Showman, not because like I haven't had an opportunity to see it. I just haven't had any motivation to watch it. Yeah.
If you're not into musicals, then yeah, you're not going to like musicals.
Yeah. I mean,
those episodes.
I don't know. Yeah, I've just never really had an interest in any of them, so
yeah, I get it.
So
yeah, I get it. I know that there's a lot of other seasons of different shows that did that. I know Psych did that.
I think even like
quite a few times.
I think even like the Flash series did that.
Really?
Yeah.
That would have seemed very out of place.
Yeah, so a lot of those guys are really I mean, a lot of those actors that they had hired were on shows like Glee. And so they were already very
High School Musical and stuff like that.
I don't know about High School Musical, but like I know a lot of them were already like really talented singers. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
No, I get it.
Like Grant Gustin, the actor that plays the Flash in the series, is actually really talented with his voice.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then I think it's Iris's dad. I don't remember what the guy's name, the cop. He's also a really talented singer. But yeah. Anyways, musicals.
Yeah, musicals.
I don't care for them, but like to those that do like them, I'm glad that you like them.
Yeah. Well, I grew up. Let's see. In high school, I did a lot of theater, so we did musical numbers and stuff like that. I've also liked actually going to musicals. There was a place up in West Yellowstone. Unfortunately, they ended up moving. I think they ended up moving to, where'd they go? I want to say Idaho. But anyways, there used to be a little place called the Play Mill. Very, very small stage. I mean, it only seats like maybe a couple hundred people. Like, it's really small. But the way that they did it, they'd bring kids from like BYU, Idaho, and BYU, and I mean, very talented people. Like, you know, well, I guess there'd be kids to me now. But they did all these like really fun musicals, and it kind of kept the musicals alive for me because every year when I was growing up, we would always go and see one or two of the shows when I go visit my family on my dad's side.
Gotcha.
But yeah, but it's not for everybody. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, like I did grow up with a lot more like action-based kind of movies and TV shows. I was never like really raised into a lot of comedy or like musicals.
Really?
But yeah, which is interesting because like I think that's affected me now because even when I watch musicals now, I'm like, or not musicals, when I watch a lot of comedy now, I'm just like, this is dumb. Like,
yeah,
like that. But yeah.
So then if you combine musical and comedies, you're like throwing up.
I'm just kind of like
in the waist bin in the back, right? Just
well, I don't know. I mean,
just kidding.
I think I saw Rent. I think it was. I thought Rent was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Rent's pretty good.
Again, like not really something I would really go out of my way to see.
Yeah.
Moulin. Oh yeah, I also saw Moulin Rouge. I think is how you say it.
Yeah, Moulin Rouge.
It was musical.
It's okay.
So again, sorry to those that really like musicals. But like,
Les Mis will definitely be my favorite, but
I've heard Les Mis is actually pretty good.
It's pretty solid. Not only the acting is really good, but the singing is really good. Like the thematics, the CGI, like everything about it is like really, really good. And on top of that, they actually had the orchestra on stage. Well, not like you could see them, but they'd be playing the music in the background, and so the people, the actors were actually singing the songs. So there's no like auto tune or any like. There's not like a ton of like post production. A lot of it is just them singing raw.
Nice,
which is really cool.
That is pretty cool.
Has Anne Hathaway in it. Russell Crowe, Hugh Jackman. Oh goodness, the guy who,
the guy.
I'm blanking right now. It's not Harry Potter. It's the stuff afterwards.
Oh, you're talking about that guy.
Yeah,
Fantastic Beast guy.
Yeah, the Fantastic Beast guy. I'm blanking his name.
I don't know his name
right
either.
now.
I know he's been in a lot more stuff than just Fantastic Beast. He's actually a pretty solid actor. Not gonna lie.
He sings and wow. Never would have thought he had such a voice on him, but he really does. That's something like that. That film was just a very special film, not only for acting, but definitely for singing and stuff like that.
Those are the dog's collars running around.
Yeah, Boomer, we bring a bed down here, and all you want to do is lay on the floor. What's up with that? Little miniature pinchers on the floor.
I totally forgot what I was going to say. I had a thought, and I'm like, crap, what was I saying? I really don't remember. crap.
I think the heat is getting to us. It's been way too hot.
No, it's really nice in here, but also like.
Well, I got the AC cranked to 70.
Yeah.
It's trying to get down there. It probably will in the next couple hours.
No, it's really nice down here. At least I think it's pretty nice down here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so Cedar City's going to be rocking 100 degrees tomorrow, so I'm not excited for that. And then I'll be going down to
Me neither.
I'll be going down to St. George for a little bit, but like
I've also worse down there.
I've also explained to my family, I'm like, look, my visits down here are going to be minimal. Like, oh, why? Let's go outside. This is why. I feel like I'm in an oven right now, checking on my cookies to make sure that they're good. Except there are no cookies. I'm the cookie. I'm the one that's getting baked in the sun.
Alakai, would you like some eggs Benedict? I'm going to make some eggs Benedict. Right inside my car.
Where are you cooking it? Oh yeah, I'm getting some tinfoil and we're putting it on the sidewalk.
Would you like some roast? I'm going to put a roast and a rump roast inside. Make sure to baste it.
Do not say that again. I'm going to put my rump roast inside. Don't say that shit.
That sounds kind of gross now that you think about it.
I declare bankruptcy.
Well, there was that one time. No, I'm just kidding. There wasn't that one time.
What the fuck?
And then there was two.
What in tarnation?
I don't know. I'm just spitting here. I'm just spitting.
Oh yeah, I saw Raya and the Last Dragon last weekend with.
What are your thoughts on Raya? No, is it Raya or is it Raya?
Raya. I say Raya because that's what they say in the movies. They say Raya. So
my English goes Raya.
I'm gonna say Raya
because we're America.
Yeah, I say Raya.
Okay.
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I mean, it is like one. The thing is with a lot of Disney movies now is like you've seen one, you've seen them all, like that, and that's like I feel like that's a bit of a problem, especially with like the Marvel movies,
because they're like rehashing their old stuff, just kind of bits and pieces of it together to make it seem like it's a new film.
Literally, Doctor Strange and Iron Man are the same story told from different parts of the world and a different perspective. Like they're literally the same story. They even have the same facial hair.
Well, people say that about Avatar and Pocahontas.
Yeah. I'm going to be real with you. It's been years since I've seen Pocahontas to the point where I don't remember a thing about it. No, but like...
Go lay down. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's like, Daddy.
Wait, are you talking about...
Say hi to me.
Are we talking about Avatar, like Blue People Avatar?
Yeah, Blue Kitties.
Okay. I've gotten to the point now where it's just like whenever I mention Avatar, I automatically hope that everybody is assuming that I'm talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, because nobody really talks about the Blue People movie.
Well, they did when it first came out. It was a pretty big deal when it first came out. But I get it.
Yeah.
Avatar, let's be honest,
so
really solid. Like cartoon series for sure. Like,
but
I want to see it again
on Netflix.
Yep.
But like, yeah, like a lot of movies just have like that structure. Like Avatar does have like the vibes from Pocahontas, or even Dances with Wolves. Even.
Yeah.
The Last Samurai. Like those stories are all like very much the same. It's like you got a white man that goes to this tribe that is eventually like welcomed into it and learns how to live among them. Something bad happens, the tribe loses their trust in this guy, and then the guy has to come back and make things better at the end.
Right. Yep. That's what I said actually when it first came out. People were like, "Oh, it's just like Pocahontas." I'm like, it's actually more closer to Dances with Wolves than Pocahontas.
Yep.
But I see the parallels. Like I get it.
So yeah, Disney has this habit of like making a lot of their stories very similar.
Because they wanted to be familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Like to their
audience. Like just because it's the structure of the story is very basic if you're taking an English creative writing class or like learning about how plot points in a story work. Disney very much follows that formula, which is okay. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. But also, like not Iron Man, just the Marvel movies in general. A lot of them are just like, okay, it's literally like the same crap in every single movie. Like I shouldn't say that because I love the Marvel movies, but there is a trend in a lot of them.
They're just like,
and
wow,
it's like
half of this is just copy pasted from the previous film.
Yeah, and it's like you see one, you see them all. Granted, like we have a lot of really rare ones, like Iron Man, Captain America: Civil War. I think is actually a pretty rare story because you're having the conflict is within the team of the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
What I liked about Raya was, I did like Raya's story. I thought it was very well told. I also just couldn't help but feel like, yeah,
watching updated Mulan or
this is just another Disney movie. You've seen one, you've seen them all. But like,
yeah,
not that it isn't good. Like it's a great movie, and I loved it.
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
it's very entertaining.
Still, it just follows that same structure where I wish it was like
this is too
more to it.
familiar.
Yeah,
this is good, but it's too familiar.
You know what I really liked. So the other day I was watching Big Hero 6.
What do you think about that movie?
I actually really liked Big Hero 6. I thought it was pretty solid. Granted, here's one of the things that Marvel Disney follows a lot is like the main character always has like a mentor or a close friend or a family member that dies, and like that's a big part of their motivation throughout the story is like that. So it's like, okay, like we've seen this before, but at the same time, it's like it's a story that works. So
no, like it seriously does, and that's why they keep reusing it, but just try to kind of tell it in different ways. Mm-hmm. But we keep watching Disney movies because they're familiar, and oftentimes they're usually really good. So,
and of course, you're going to give Disney your money because it's Disney. Okay.
Yeah, because it's the devil. You want to give him all your money. Uh-oh. I hear Ariane. She's upstairs on the phone. Hopefully, she'll make an appearance tonight. I would love to have her on.
I hope so. She always has really good insight to like everything that we talk about. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and she's easy on the eyes. But I'm biased, so.
What are you trying to say here?
What else did
Jacob?
I finish? Oh no, we'll talk about C when she comes down. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just trying to say that I love my wife. I think she's beautiful.
I'm
just saying she's pretty. I like her because she's pretty.
Have you guys eyeballed any of the other shows that are on the Apple Plus app?
I did watch the first episode of the space one, where the Russians get the first man on the moon before the USA.
For All Mankind?
For All Mankind, that's it.
I still need to watch season 2.
Yeah, I've watched the first episode. It was very compelling. I was just like, wow.
Yeah, that's...
very good.
Honestly, when it comes to watching shows for me now, it's like, if I'm not, like, sold by the end of the first episode, then I'm not going to keep watching. Like, the first episode needs to grab me.
It's got to hook
If you ever tell me, like, oh, you just got to keep watching, like, you just got to, like, give it a little bit, like, no. If the first episode does not grab my attention, I'm probably not going to continue watching.
I ain't going to watch it.
And here's why.
And you can't make me.
And here's why. Yes, you can watch in a couple of episodes and like you continue watching, but like by that time, like you've got the routine down where it's just like you're ready to turn on that show.
Yeah.
And like it may not even it's honestly
it's habitual now. It's not because you want to watch it because you want to see what's next. It's just, oh yeah, I got to put this show on. And you just kind of turn it on.
And then by that point, like they have you sold because you're sucked in enough to settle for
just enough. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, no. The reason I say that is I had that experience with the Daredevil TV series on Netflix. Oh. I only watched the first 2 seasons, and yes, they are actually pretty good, but it is a very slow burn. So it's like...
Well, so is Mandalorian. I mean, I don't know if it's different in season 2, but I know season 1, the storytelling is a slower pace, which honestly, I think when people tell stories through TV shows, they do need to slow things down a bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, yes and no. Like, Mandalorian is a little bit of a slow burn, but that's because, like a big majority of what kept that show going was Baby Yoda. Like,
yeah.
Baby Yoda.
Oh my gosh, hello.
Hi, welcome. You want to come in and join us? Would you take his collar off? I'm sure everybody is on.
Oh.
Yeah. You have the stream open.
Yeah, she was watching.
Come here.
That's so funny.
No.
Oh, I can see my gray hair. Oh, I don't like it.
What are you talking about?
In this lighting, it just looks really dull and nasty. Hi, everybody.
Sorry, people. We're adjusting really quick.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, I don't have headphones, so I don't know. But
yeah, I got you cranked up, so we're good as far as like sound's concerned.
I love that our date night paint things are hanging up in the background.
So much sweet. Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Oh
it's
my
so
gosh.
Okay,
adorable.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. What were we talking about? I heard Baby Yoda.
Yeah, we were talking about TV series and movies, and we got on to The Mandalorian.
Yeah. So we're talking about like how a lot of shows can be real slow burn sometimes. And
Game
he
of
brought
Thrones
up.
was kind of like that too.
I disagree. They ended the first episode with a guy pushing a kid out the window. You're gonna want to come back for that.
Wait,
Well,
which one?
Yeah, but
Game of Thrones.
But the
Oh, yeah.
storytelling was slow paced. They always left a cliffhanger. It seemed like
Well, yeah, but it
Guys,
moved.
go to your place.
It moved in such a way that like you could follow along. The only time that the pacing was not great was like
the last 2 seasons.
the last 2 seasons. They're like, yeah, we can finish this up in
Okay.
13 episodes. Like, no. Anyways,
I
like-
did not like the last. Well, I did not like the last episode of Game of Thrones.
me neither. I thought it was stupid.
Awful.
Yeah.
It was dumb. Like literally all the endings ended in a place where I was like, you know what? The only ending I am mildly okay with are like Sansa's and Arya's. Like those made sense, but like
Yeah, those were good closures. But yeah, Jon Snow's was absolute garbage.
I think with Jon Snow, like his story, like, oh yeah, let's banish him to the north. No. Listen. The guy's got like he's got the right to the throne.
Yeah, he should have been king. Like
Right, but like
oh, we're gonna make Bran.
I would understand if he went to the north on his own choice.
Yeah,
Like so
that would be in his character.
like
for sure.
so emotionally traumatized that he needs to like exile himself. Like I feel like that would have made more sense instead of like, oh yeah, let's banish him to the Night's Watch. There's no more Night's Watch. Get out of here. Like it makes no sense. So
yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, going back to slow burn shows.
Slow
Baby
burns.
Yoda. Baby Yoda was also like the biggest thing that was keeping Mandalorian alive. Was just
You think so?
the
Just that
cuteness.
viral cuteness is the only
Yes.
thing keeping it afloat.
Oh,
for
yeah.
that first
Yes.
season.
That
Yeah.
was a total draw for the women, I think, who watched it.
I mean, just for anybody in general. I mean, like, it sure kept me around. Granted, like,
So cute.
once you see, like, at the end where they introduce Moff Gideon, it's like, oh, okay, so there's a little bit more story to tell. And he's a little bit more, like, very slightly involved in the second season. I kind of feel like the first, like, you know how a lot of shows, they spend, like, the entire first season setting up exactly what's going on in that world?
Yeah, and it's overdrawn, and
Yeah.
it's like, can we just get to the story now instead of
So-
just introducing all the characters? Yeah, I get you.
I
got
feel
you.
like The Mandalorian's first 2 seasons were that. I feel like the real setup for The Mandalorian is now. We'll probably start now because there's not a Baby Yoda to distract from The Mandalorian.
right.
Like, because now, like, yeah. Did you guys finish? Oh, wow. Okay, never mind.
No, we haven't. I finished to the point. Where he goes back and gets Kara, what was his name, Cooley or Krill or something like that, and they go back to the planet where we started on at the first part of the season, to basically even things out, since he took the child instead of bringing it to the guy. My goodness, I'm doing really terrible at this. I told you I'm tired.
Yeah.
Wait, you're what? Are you high?
I said I'm tired.
Oh, I thought you said you were high. I was like, wait, what?
No, I'm tired.
Oh.
Hello, puppers. Yeah, I won't like keep going on with Mandalorian, but I kind of feel like the first 2 seasons were the setup for the actual like Mandalorian. So.
Yeah, like. Yeah, it kind of feels like there's a lot of filler in it just to kind of introduce the characters, and I get that, I get it. But for me, and especially in this day and age, like you're gonna lose so many people with kind of like you're talking about, like slow burning like that.
I can be okay with some slow burns, and with a lot of like filler episodes, but I mean, if those filler episodes aren't like trying to tell me the rest of the big story that's going on here, then I'm good.
Did you talk about the show we started last night? No. The Manifest.
No, we haven't. But we should talk about I actually asked him to wait because I wanted you to come down because I wanted to get your perspective on it as well.
Oh.
I have heard about Manifest though, and it keeps on coming up on like my recommended for you on Netflix. I just haven't gotten around to watching it.
So it's intriguing, but I don't know.
Not sure yet.
The female lead, they've kind of directed her kind of whiny, a little too whiny for me.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. But all in all, the premise is really interesting.
It is a very interesting premise.
Basically, a group of people go up in an airplane on a regular flight, end up in some kind of storm, and basically they arrive like 6 years later or something like that.
5.5 years later.
Yeah.
So then when they land, it's 5.5 years later. Nobody on the plane has aged, but everybody else has.
Yep.
Has lived life. And so it's interesting, the dynamics and everything that come into play. With
the families and the kids. Like there's a pair of twins, which is a really interesting play in that. And then some of the people, I think they said, like maybe like 20% of those that are on the plane are starting to have gifts. So like they're starting to like hear voices and stuff like that tell them to do certain things, and then they like save kids that were being trafficked.
Is this a reboot of Heroes?
It kind of is Hero-esque.
It's like a mix of Heroes and like
Hero-esque.
Another show that was not as popular about something. I can't remember what it was called, but I remember seeing it. It's weird. Anyway,
I never even watched Heroes.
Isn't like 44,000 has
something like that? Something like that, yeah.
Where like 44,000 people like disappeared and like
then
reappear
they
again.
show up,
yeah. But it's more of a drama. So I mean,
did you watch The Tomorrow War yet?
Oh,
oh no, I haven't.
With Chris Pratt.
This has been a really busy week.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing, I guess.
Yes.
Busy, good.
Yeah,
busy is always good.
Busy enough to keep my mind busy. So.
Well, I know how that feels. I apologize for being late.
You don't need to apologize.
We're glad that you're here.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm glad I'm here too, because I do like hanging with
We've
my
missed
boys.
you.
I literally am the only female in this room.
Well, that's true. Even with our fur babies, so you're still the only girl
I'm the
here.
only female.
Yeah.
I get to bring the estrogen to the party.
In the sea of testosterone, I wade. So what were your thoughts on C? Let's talk about C a little bit, because that is a very, very interesting film.
TV show.
Excuse me. It's a show. It's filmed like it's a movie. It's filmed like it's a movie. That's why I get it. That's why I get it mixed up. But yes, it is a TV series on Apple Plus.
So many different aspects of that show that oh my goodness.
I did notice.
But you guys talk about it since your minds are fresh and you guys have just watched it.
That's true. I do like the aspect that pretty much everybody is blind. Mm-hmm. I think that's a really interesting factor in the storytelling.
No. Stop.
Go to your place.
Go to your place. Go lay down.
Our dogs are
I'm
like,
right
Mama's
here.
home. Let's play.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We need to walk these dogs.
Sorry. Dogs are okay.
So I really like that aspect. However, it seems that like the first part of the series, they've really kept it of like, okay, there's ways for people to feel their way, like through their village or like, feel their way when they're out wandering in the wilderness and stuff like that. But I feel like as the storytelling like continues, it's like, okay, we've showed that this is how they've gotten around. Let's get and dive into the actual story with all of the characters. So they kind of like leave a lot of that out as it progresses. It feels like it gets less and less. You have less and less people like feeling with like their weapons or like their whips or, have stuff tied up in certain places so they can follow it. It would make sense that they had like tons of ropes like going through like tree lines and stuff like that. And I'm just like, how are you guys like navigating this like completely blind?
Yeah, but if you were to watch that TV show, Human Thing, or that documentary you watched, all the other senses, it's almost like they could still have sight. So it just looks different.
This is actually a psychology thing that I can use my soon-to-be degree for.
Yay!
So with your brain, because like... So the whole thing is like, oh yeah, you only use like 10% of your brain. That's not true. You are constantly using all of your brain. So you have your occipital lobe in the back of your brain. When you're blind, it doesn't exactly do anything. So the rest of your brain is like, oh, well, we have this extra space. Let's use this. So then that's why a lot of your senses are heightened.
Like freeing up memory on a computer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's totally a 100% valid science thing. So, yeah, the more you know. Food for your thought, literally.
How do you like them apples? They taste good?
So, like, especially those fight scenes with Baba Voss. Like that one scene where he goes to the human trafficking place and, like, he's just going all out to get his kid back. Like, yeah. Oh, like you could tell, like,
it's intense.
Like the parts where he would throw stuff because he knew exactly where someone was going to end up. So,
yeah. I mean, it is really. I'm not saying like it's a terrible thing that they're kind of alleviating some of that stuff, because, I mean, they're trying to keep the story going. Like, I get it. They're not going to be like, okay, everybody's feeling around and, they're following ropes and stuff.
What do you think about the characters?
Oh, the characters are awesome.
The queen? She drives me crazy.
She's a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
Why? Well, okay. I'm not a fan of that term.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Because this is what's hard for me. Any strong, assertive woman portrayed is usually called the crazy bitch.
Well, it's not because she's strong and assertive. It's because she's literally like, she's cuckoo.
But the fact that I
don't know if she's cuckoo. I think she's power hungry. And I think she's actually quite intelligent.
Yes, but because you're intelligent doesn't mean that you can be a little bit messed up in the brain.
Well, extremely intelligent people have a tendency to be a little off from the norm, or viewed as off from the norm, because they have higher intelligence than most people. Like, they're operating in a whole different paradigm usually than the general public. But it's an interesting character for me. She is like, and it is, I think what's interesting is like she uses the intuition that like womanly, like, I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of similar to how what's her bucket in the Golden Compass thing, his Dark Materials.
Are you talking about Miss Coulter?
Miss Coulter, yeah.
Okay.
Like these women characters that are villainous, it's very interesting to me because they're portrayed as extremely intelligent and manipulative and conniving. So it's almost like they're amplifying all the so-called negative traits of women. You know, and just amplifying that, which is very interesting to me that it is being portrayed as villainous.
So I think it also has to do with the fact that she destroyed the dam and killed her entire village. I mean, that seems like a pretty good place to put a villain in.
Well, no, it's true, but like her, how do I explain this?
But like for me, she's
You'll
kind of
have
like
to excuse me.
out of the whole series, the queen is like the Mary Sue. Like as far as like the villain is
Mary
concerned.
Sue.
Yeah, like it's like a very straightforward bad guy almost.
Yeah.
Where everybody else has like layers in them.
I also kind of think that it's one of those like use this for an expectation factors. You know what I mean? Like something that isn't expected. Because I notice a lot of female villains portrayed tend to be like way more intimidating than a lot of like the male villains that are portrayed.
And it's because and it's like a psychological intimidation more than a physical intimidation, right? Because women by nature are not physically intimidating. It's not like they have physical strength, so their intimidation is that psychological, like keep people guessing, like you don't know what they're going to do kind of thing.
Unless you're like Ronda Rousey or gosh, what's her name? The lady that plays Cara Dune. She's an MMA fighter.
I have no idea what you're talking
about. I knew. Character from the Mandalorian.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember who you're talking about. I don't remember their name.
So.
Dogs.
They just want to be part of the show too.
I guess so.
I guess that's very interesting though for me. Well, and if you look at some of the more pop culture video or TV shows coming out or anything, like it seems like villains are portrayed by women more than they used to be.
Let's list some off. His Dark Materials. See?
Well, I didn't
Game of Thrones.
I didn't really see Mrs. Coulter as like a villain.
Yeah.
Like she's more of like a
literally
like she's almost a pseudo
thing.
villain. Like
who was? Wait, what?
Who?
No.
Mrs. Coulter from His Dark Materials. I didn't really see her as a villain.
Azula.
Where's that from?
Avatar. Last Airbender. Azula. The Fire Lord's daughter. Zuko's sister.
Oh.
I don't know that one.
Anyways, I totally interjected. Go on.
Yeah, like what other TV shows or movies
well,
are you
I'm just thinking,
about?
like, if you look at some of the biggest...
Go to your place.
Or at least maybe what we've seen. But, like...
The Maze Runner.
Yeah.
I didn't see Maze Runner.
Actually, no. Just kidding.
No, what was the one...
Like, I'm trying to think, like, the last time I saw a movie that had a female bad guy in it.
I haven't seen a lot of movies lately.
Kill Bill?
No.
I'm actually really trying to think right now.
Like, what was the one?
Wonder Woman.
One of the villains was definitely Wonder Woman, Apex Predator. But that was weird. That was a very weird movie. I felt like there wasn't really a designated villain. It was just kind of like people are doing bad things. Well, is what it is it basically played on the weakness of humans, the weakness of that desire for power and the desire for...
Still haven't seen it yet.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, what?
I still haven't seen Wonder Woman yet. 1984.
What?
Which I honestly don't... Well, I haven't seen 1984, but I also haven't had a lot of motivation to watch it because of the amount of people that are saying, oh, it wasn't that great. So
Is yeah, I don't know.
Out of all the villains they could have had, because isn't Wonder Woman more in depth with like mythology from like Greece? Or
Yeah, like
that's
why
it
they
has
brought
its origins in Greece. Yeah.
yeah,
that's why they brought was it Ares?
Yeah,
Ares, the god of war.
Ares was
Who's Diana's father?
No, Zeus is.
No.
Ares was
her brother. No,
her uncle.
That's right.
Because
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
because
she's
half god,
yeah,
half deity.
Which would be a demigod, right?
yeah, well, I guess kind of, because I mean
Stop
her
that.
mom.
Oh, sorry.
Because her mom is
An Amazon.
Was an Amazon, so like, and Amazons already are like OG, like. So I mean, I guess it would be more. It would be a little bit more than a demigod, but like still. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, that was my inner nerd coming out.
Wow, I can't
trying to explain. Well, actually.
I love
let
how,
me put my glasses on here and actually correct you on that fact right there.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of some of the series I've watched.
I can't think of anything we've seen.
But
like
Rihanna,
Game of Thrones.
yeah,
As of late.
totally get what you're saying though.
Who is what?
Seriously, the queen.
Oh,
Who like
okay.
literally killed so many people, and
And
like she was the one.
Daenerys at the end.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
yeah.
Like if they haven't seen it already and heard, then
I'm gonna be real with you. Like I don't even advertise. Like, oh yeah, you need to watch Game of Thrones. Like I can't with that ending. I just can't advertise.
I can't
it.
either.
It's like no. Watch the first couple seasons and then just make up your own ending. It'll be much better. I promise.
But it's interesting because like I don't know.
I can't believe we can't think of like.
No, we so we thought of Game of Thrones, his Dark Materials, Azula from Last Airbender. Oh my goodness.
Stop, dog. Sorry.
Dogs are going nuts.
I don't know why.
Why are they doing that? I don't understand. It's like Mom is home. Let's go crazy.
Sorry.
That's what they're doing right now.
A Janice from Friends. No, just kidding.
Oh
my god.
Oh my god. They're very heavy, thick Boston accent. Yeah.
New York.
Or is it New York?
Yeah, there is a
New York,
difference.
Boston. Same diff.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
What others are there where there's like a very clear? Yeah, this female is the.
I'm
Oh,
sure.
I guess Raya in The Last Dragon. There.
Oh yeah. See. And it's usually
Wait, who?
Raya in The Last Dragon. Did you see that? You
yes,
never like.
he saw it.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Who's the bad guy in that one? That's a female.
Well, they.
Oh, from the other tribe.
Yeah.
Thing. I granted, like things change at the end, but like they were like the antagonist for a good
Okay,
amount
I'll give you that, but
or
I don't.
an antagonist.
But the villains of that film was the shadow thingies.
Yeah, that. But like still, they could still classify as an antagonist.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But villain, I really didn't see them as villains.
Okay, you're splitting hairs.
We need some clear opinions.
You're splitting hairs. How about we choose another topic?
I don't care. We can talk about whatever we want.
We were talking about C, so
yeah, and then we got on to.
I brought up the topic of
things.
women being portrayed very manipulative and conniving, and that's their.
Yeah.
What are some things that you guys found really interesting in that show? Because I can go on for hours. You go on about Baba Voss's fight.
Oh,
fight
I
with,
can't
Jordan
wait to
Morel.
learn more about Baba Voss's background. Because
You know what though?
if he's that like that
He's
legit of a
intense.
fighter,
So
like
okay, so
because
you
they
know how
kind of
the-
just touched on it, but they didn't really like he had a past life before he came to the tribe.
So they brought up his brother at the end of the first season, at the very end. They're like, "Oh yeah, I sold your daughter to this guy who happens to be your brother."
Yeah,
and he was
I do
like
remember that.
freaked out. So
there's something going down.
did you see who they casted for
I haven't dove into it.
Dave Bautista?
From
What? From Guardians of the Galaxy? Big blue awkward guy who states the obvious all the time? I am so fast you can't see me.
No, so they got him to play his brother. He looks intimidating.
I mean,
he is a big
his
dude.
sheer size is intimidating.
Right.
I mean,
No, but like
he's a massive dude.
they like they like gave a little glimpse of like, oh yeah, like Baba Voss and Idovars are gonna fight, and it looks like it's gonna be crazy.
So what I found very
That's gonna be
interesting about this whole about C is the relationship between Baba Voss and the kids. They're not
I
his
love that.
biological children, but he loves them dearly. But
As if there
he
was his
also
own, yeah, for sure.
fears his daughter.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
do you really think that he's like afraid of her?
he fears. Yeah. Yes.
Really? I never
Because-
saw it like that.
Well, okay, talking about the voting, right? When they were voting.
Oh yeah.
And if he would have voted against her, what that would have done
Oh, to the relationship. Yeah.
to the relationship. But even he wasn't sure what the reaction would be or what that would invoke in her and stuff, because he sees something dangerous.
Well, she has.
'Cause-
Well, throughout the whole season, she was very against, like, following what
I
they
think-
wanted them to do, because
I think it also might be like that whole factor, like that parent factor where you're like, oh, I don't want my kid to turn out like me.
right.
Like, granted, he's not the biological father, but still, like, he's the one that raised them, so they're more likely to be like him than Drew Lamurel anyway.
right.
So
But he
Um,
recognizes something fierce in her, and that
exactly,
And
because
that's-
he also recognizes that in himself.
yeah.
So
Oh.
I didn't think of it like that, but like,
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
But I'm saying, like, that scene to me was very interesting. That whole exchange he had with the older lady, and like him talking about, if I had to be the tiebreaker, I don't know what she would have done, kind of thing. While they're floating on the raft. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
yeah,
And because she, I mean, and it's very apparent, like, I mean, they build into that because there's scenes where she's exchanging with her brother, and like she's holding the bow and arrow, and she's like, I could kill him right now and they wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just kind of shows that there's
yeah. Because
some kind of dark logic in there.
I love their dynamic too, because it was like you had her who is like, she had that fierce confidence, and she was just like, I'm basically a god to the rest of the people here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then like he's very like
Kofu's very
kind
calm
of-
and very
he was more
analytical, and
well, yeah, but he was also like, he was not as confident. He was like, he would definitely like choose loving his parents over like anything else, versus like her, like she's got that ambition that's like, I need to see everything that's in this world.
right.
So-
right.
This is very interesting to me, and I will tell you why. Because classically, women have been portrayed as the loyal, loving, wanting to nurture. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's usually
Follows the man. Yeah.
it's usually that is what's portrayed from the women characters. And I've noticed that
Right.
there's been a kind of a role reversal, like in certain things, like the women are now being portrayed as the power hungry, want to rule the world type people, such as the Queen or Mrs. Coulter, or you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of where usually those are attributes that have been portrayed by men
Right.
in previous media or whatever. And so it's almost kind of like a weird reversal, but at the same time, it works because there are women who are very powerful, who are extremely intelligent and can use that to manipulate and do all that stuff. Like, those are traits that women do have, but they've always been suppressed, and now they're being shown, I think. See, this is me bringing the estrogen, folks. This is I'm
fine.
bringing
It's
the
great.
estrogen in with this comments. Sorry. But that's because Kofu, like, I remember watching shows as a kid. That's Kofu's character usually was portrayed more likely to be portrayed by a female character.
We call those beta males.
And
Let me
you know what I
straighten my
mean? And it's
mustache.
usually the woman who softens the man to keep him from going off into super aggressive, super like power hungry things. And right now, like in C, it's kind of the reverse.
The opposite.
Yeah, Kofu kind of keeps
Hanewa
in
check.
It kind of reminds her of the softer of this. At least that's my overall between those two.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see how, like, I feel like the second season's gonna like force those characters to kind of like reverse those roles.
I think so.
I kind of imagine that like wherever Haniwa is gonna be like it's probably gonna put her through some trauma. I can also imagine Kofun being so traumatized by this whole thing that he's like, well, now I gotta step up and be how Haniwa was.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I kind of
like,
see that dynamic shifting a little bit.
Yeah. He's like, my sister's in danger.
That protector is coming out in Kofu now.
Like I can definitely
see that.
Like we saw it very briefly at the end with the fight when Jurla Morel and Baba Voss like were thrown out into the hallway. Like that fight and then kind of came out a little bit, but I can anticipate that it's probably going to come out much more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In this next season.
And I really like that they're going to keep. I hope they keep that Baba Voss character throughout, because one of the things I really didn't like about Game of Thrones is that the Father Stark character was like killed off in like that's second, third episode or something like that.
No, it was like the finale for the first season.
That's right.
But
I forget. But I was just like, that was such a great character. Like, why? But I get
they killed him off because he was a great character.
Yeah,
so
I can see that too. But that was hard for me to keep going. That was kind of like, well, there's a lot of different series that I've had that they've written out or somebody's left the show or whatever, and it's just like, it's not even the same show anymore. So I really do hope that they keep him throughout the show. I hope he doesn't have to like go back and do Aquaman and they have to write him out or anything or kill him off.
No,
I'd be very sad if that happens.
They're gonna keep him around as Aquaman for a fat minute, I think.
Dude, he makes too much money for them as Aquaman.
Yeah.
In fact, he makes too much of our money, because I will go see him as
Are you
Aquaman.
saying you're giving away our money to Aquaman?
I'm saying I will pay money to go see Aquaman because he is so pretty.
He is a very handsome man.
Can I just say I do have a tendency, I have a type.
Long hair
Beard,
and facial hair.
Long hair, buff.
Well, I don't know about that, but definitely have the beard and the long hair going for me.
Babe, you're strong.
Do I need to leave?
No, I'll stop. I'm just saying.
Should I put my hair down?
Okay.
She's giggling now.
Stop.
She's turning pink. Oh my goodness.
Stop it. Okay. Anyway.
No, but we got sidetracked a little bit. But yeah, that's a solid. Like I'm excited for the second season for C, for sure.
It's coming out in August, right?
Sometime in that part of the year. It's
I
either
swear,
August, September, or October.
It's sometime in 2021.
No, I think it actually is September. I think it's coming out in September.
No way.
Oh, hey, that's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday month. Hopefully, we won't be at the cabins when it comes out.
I'm gonna be so old.
I'll be so sad.
Well, you'll have access to it.
What? Oh yeah, I guess they do have cell service up there now, don't we?
Yeah.
I forget.
Nope, you're right, Rian. August 27th.
That's Kate's birthday. Kate said she was gonna watch.
Exciting.
By the way.
There's a lot of stuff coming on, like in like the later part of 2021. Like C's coming out. What else was coming out? Oh yeah, Shang-Chi, the new Marvel movie. Shang-Chi.
I don't know what that is.
You ever watch Iron Fist?
No.
Okay. Well, it's a kung fu thing.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's the kung fu part of Marvel. So
should be fun.
Was kung fu fighting.
Maybe we'll get another Kung Fu Panda eventually.
Oh, I do love Jack
Didn't we
Black.
just have 3?
Oh yeah, I think Cobra Kai is coming out at the end of this year.
Oh hey.
What?
That's
It's
gonna
so
be a
cheesy.
good
like
I
season.
love
had
it.
they had like an announcement, and it
Go ahead.
Hey,
was
Boomer down.
Go lay down, buddy.
they had like an announcement picture, and the picture was of Silver. You guys see Karate Kid 3?
It's
No.
been so
Oh
long.
come on!
It's been
dude.
so long since I've seen that.
So watch Karate Kid 3. Terry Silver. Oh man. Season 4. I hope eventually Stranger Things season 4 will come back, but
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out in 2000.
It's supposed to come in
Like,
2020.
we
Like,
were
a
just
ton
we were
of stuff was
talking
supposed to
about
come out in
that.
2020. That was supposed to be such a huge year for different series and movies, and then it just kind of like stopped because
Yeah.
of COVID. It's like
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Like C was supposed to come out in 2020, season 2 anyway. Witcher season 2 was supposed to come out December 2020.
I'm excited for Witcher.
Oh,
sure.
Witcher. Yeah, he's pretty too.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, he's got
I
long
like-
hair.
I like him.
Man
I
of
like him
Steel.
better. I like him
Literal.
better with the white long hair.
You know what? I do too. Like, I don't. Superman, when he was Superman, it
dude,
didn't
so
really.
fine.
He didn't really do it for me as Superman, but put him in long white hair, and I'm like, ooh, Silver Fox.
I think he would have. we
His
were like,
orange eyes.
I was so bummed when like they were like, oh yeah, so Superman's coming back in Justice League, but he's got no beard. I was like, oh come on, you're not gonna go with the Rebirth Superman where you got like the black suit with no cape and he's got a beard and long hair. Like, come on.
Oh.
He could have rocked that for sure.
Ooh, that would be nice. Ooh, him and a beard.
Yeah, he should have rocked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Need some water. By the way, sushi burrito is bomb.
Oh, what did he bring you?
I had the Vegas burrito. It had raw salmon, crab meat, cabbage.
Yours wasn't the deep fried. No, mine was.
No,
the
yours
fried
is a
one.
deep fried,
Yeah.
tempura one.
Tempura.
It's like the sumo or something like that, or not the sumo.
I don't remember what I got.
I don't remember
from
what it
yours.
was. Bad tempura shrimp in his, but mine was really good. It was really. I mean, how can you go wrong
Oh,
with a burrito?
He's positioning himself. He's gonna do it. I think he's gonna do it.
Our dogs are playing. It's kind of gay, but
He's not gay. It's just a dominance move.
I know, but it looks
Because Starbuck has been
That's okay.
tormenting him.
He really has. Like Starbuck. I
Gay
feel like
doesn't mean
Starbuck is
bad.
that. Starbuck is that kid that gets everything that he wants, and then Boomer's that kid is like, oh, he always gets everything that he wants, and then he goes and pouts about it.
A little bit. But Boomer usually is the one who takes everything you want. He's a little bit of a brat, too. He's old. He's so old.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how long have you guys been doing this? I feel bad that I came in so...
Oh, you're good.
I think we started 15 minutes after 7. We try to start 7-ish.
No, I think
Like, it's
we
not-
started later than 7:15. We started at like 7:30.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, didn't you send me a text when you started? I think you did.
Oh, I sent a text for the link, so that would tell us.
7:18.
Okay, so that was close.
Okay.
Yeah, we could probably go for another 10, 15 minutes. That's fine.
Well, do we have something to talk about, or are we just like...
Life, the universe, and everything. We have
well,
plenty of
what
stuff to
other-
talk about.
What other shows have you guys seen on the TV Plus app that look interesting to you?
I mean, those are only two I've seen. I haven't really dove in and looked.
What was the one we started the
For Mankind.
For Mankind, but we didn't finish it because Jacob's an old man and goes to sleep at 8:30. Like, I'm wondering, like, when Jacob's gonna be like, okay, I gotta go. It's time for
It's
bed.
bedtime. It's my bedtime.
Seriously, he fell asleep on the couch last night at 8:15.
I mean, that actually
But
sounds really nice.
I've been getting up at like 5:30.
Dude,
So
I went to bed last night at, I think I fell asleep around midnight, and I woke up this morning like close to 9 o'clock. And I was like, did I just get a full 9-10 hours of sleep? Like,
solid. Yeah, I don't think I
Which
slept
is
very
nice.
well last night.
Because you slept on the couch.
Well,
No.
I partially slept on the couch, and then
And
I went
then
upstairs and went to bed.
And then I fell asleep on the
And
couch.
then she fell asleep on the couch and slept downstairs.
But it's because I wasn't tired, and I stayed up watching The Manifest.
Girlfriends.
No, I didn't even watch that.
No? Okay.
That's such a stupid show, and for some reason I'm watching it because it takes
It's a sitcom.
It scratches that drama itch.
Yeah,
As if I don't
it's-
have enough drama in my life right now.
Yikes.
Good Lord.
Jeez.
Honestly, like, it's not terrible. I've seen a few episodes of it.
It's
not
kind
terrible.
of weird. I don't know.
It's not weird. But it is a sitcom. It's a comedy. Comedy. That doesn't make any sense.
Calm dramedy?
That's it. No, that's
It's a
not right.
dramedy?
It's a
Drama
comedy.
comedy?
No, it's a comedy,
Comedy drama.
but there's a lot of drama in it.
So my question is, when we finally get the couch down here, can we like move stuff back and like actually sit on the couch so we can be comfy?
I think I'm the only one that's really not comfy here. I'm just saying.
Thanks.
Yeah, but
Thanks for sacrificing
You're
for
welcome.
me.
he really just
Wanted
went.
to make this happen. So.
He really just went like, "You're uncomfortable. See this chair I'm sitting in?"
For those of you who are listening to this, I'm sitting on a white folding chair from Costco. It's just
Wow.
a plastic, no padding.
While Rianne and I are sitting in the nice, comfy office chairs with armrests, nice cushions.
And I
Yeah, but
used to
this
bring
office
her
chair-
nice one down, but
Oh.
I got in trouble.
I got
last
mad
time,
because
so
he didn't take it back upstairs, and on the days I had to work from home, I like had
She
nothing
magically
to
had
sit.
to work from home those days, so it's like, okay.
Okay, I didn't magically have to work from home.
Yeah, it was magic.
It wasn't magic. It was I chose to work from
when
home.
Gaudrium
You can
Leviosa
do
did, and it's
magic.
just like poof.
You can do anything that you desire. Magic. That was awesome. This is why I like having Alakai around.
I'm that guy
Yeah.
that likes to interject with and put songs into sentences. If you don't believe me, just watch.
Yeah, he does that sometimes. Too.
Bruno Mars. Yep,
Yeah.
I got it. That was a good one. Don't believe me, just watch. Wow.
Oh boy.
Hey,
At least there's been no dad jokes, unless it happened before.
get
I
up,
came.
get on up.
Oh my gosh.
I think I've had my fill of dad jokes for the day. Told way too many of them at work.
Oh, really?
Oh yay! Good. Okay. Good.
I'm
So
speaking
that
for
made Brianne
myself. I
happy.
can't speak for him. So.
Can I? I got my lashes done.
Oh, you got
Oh my gosh.
They look so good, darling.
Done they though?
They look so good.
Yeah, it was so funny. I was a little bit late, and the girl's like, do you put mascara on these? I was like, I put a little bit on the ones that, like, I lost the lashes. She's like, yeah, don't do that. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm new to this whole, like, girly lash thing.
Probably because you gave her more work to do.
Yeah, I did. But she gave me some scrubbing stuff so I can wash my lashes.
Wash your lashes.
Apparently it's
Man. It sounds so difficult to be a woman.
It is.
I haven't started my period yet, but I've heard that it's awful.
Yeah.
You know what?
Especially when it
There's
comes
a
out of your
reason why
butt.
women have it and not men.
God really sure did screw y'all over.
Jeez. He knew that we were the toughest ones and could actually handle monthly periods
No
and
wonder you guys are
childbirth.
so intimidating when you're villains.
Seriously. Have you seen videos of guys like being having simulated childbirth?
No.
No,
Dude,
but if it's anything about releasing
I've
some of the
seen-
burritos I've excremented.
I've seen some videos
can be
of
painful.
like I've seen a video of like women getting like this simulation of what it's like for guys to get kicked in the balls. I've seen that.
Dude.
How do you simulate that? You don't have the right parts to simulate that.
You're right, but there are certain. You know what?
I want to
Go
get a
lay
machine.
down,
I think that
boys.
would be a fun podcast.
Go to your place.
one day.
Is to kick each other in the balls?
No, to get the machines that simulate
No.
childbirth and put it on you and you.
No.
And let me do it.
Why would we do
show
that?
you what it's like. Like I could show you. Okay,
I would cry like a little baby.
I do
not
I'd curl up in
consent
a
to
ball
this.
and be like, "Make it stop! Make it stop!"
I know you would. That's so funny. Like I'm like
I know how it would react. I mean,
Jacob's like, I have a headache, and I'm like, suck it up, Buttercup. I've had a migraine for 2 days. Get out of it.
Yikes.
I'm so mean. I am so mean. I don't
That's
have
so
sympathy.
true.
At least
But
you
I'm
call him
like,
Buttercup.
I don't care. Go make money. Like, I go to work with a migraine all the time. Yeah. I'm so mean.
Disrespectful.
I'm gonna call you Dr. Disrespect.
Wait, what?
I need a doctor.
You guys are nerds.
Gotta have some kind of comic relief.
Takes
This,
one to
come
know one,
on.
Rian.
Hey, well, I mean, look at who I married. Obviously, I'm into him.
I'm a pretty handsome guy. Don't you
I guess
forget
it's
it.
becoming like the gamer boy that stays at home in his basement when he's in his mom's basement when he's still in his 20s. Apparently, a lot more girls are getting into that.
Yeah, because that's all there is.
You're not wrong. Yes, you are. Look how I turned out.
Yeah.
Look at
it's
this
not.
specimen of a man.
I'm
Okay,
just kidding. I'm stroking my self-confidence for a second.
but
It's
here,
okay.
can I tell you honestly? Women can easily fall in love with a guy on an emotional level, regardless of whether they're attracted to him or not. Like for women,
I disagree.
no,
You're not allowed to disagree.
you can't. You don't know because you're not a woman.
I disagree.
I want to
Women.
hear the story.
Sorry, go ahead.
Here's the thing: if a guy legit will sit and listen, will be authentic and like tell a woman how he truly feels, and like isn't some. Well, okay, there are like certain women out there who will go for like, you know, the gold digger, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But even a rich guy who's like so flippin' ugly can get a really hot wife. Right? How many like really not necessarily attractive women who are smart and intelligent and really wealthy would ever get a really hot looking guy?
I've heard it both ways.
You lie.
I will also say that, like, as a male, it is extremely difficult for us to find good male friends like that because, like, those kind of guys aren't around. And, like, those are the kind of guy friends that I want to have. Exhibit A. So.
Well, and I will tell you, while Jacob is very handsome, he is like what I'm most attracted to with Jacob is his big heart, his tenderness, like his authenticity, his creativity, like his physique is not the first thing. Well, I did notice it because the first thing I said when I saw him was like, oh, he's nice and tall. I'd like to climb him like a tree. So I did notice it. But that's not what hooked me. Because I see lots of nice looking guys. I mean, Jason Momoa, he's pretty. But I have no idea who he is as a person. So it's not like I can really... I don't know. Women are much more likely to fall in love with a personality than a look.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily the rule or the exception, but I'm sure that there are relationships that are reversed in the part of a very wealthy woman, maybe not as attractive, gets a very attractive man and bees a sugar mama.
Yeah, that's called a cougar.
I thought that was a sugar mama.
Is
A sugar
marriage-
mama or a cougar.
Is marriage basically pre-ordering a MILF?
So then what's a silver fox then? Can somebody help me?
Sean Connery.
So is that a DILF?
No, a silver fox is a man who has like because women are attracted to like.
Oh, it's a GILF.
Liz-
I'm sorry, a grandpa. Sorry. I was
I was having this conversation the other day with somebody else, Go on.
Go ahead.
So a silver fox is like usually a guy with like the silver in his hair and everything, because that denotes wisdom and like.
Is it salt and pepper or is it platinum white?
I don't know. It's whatever the woman is attracted to. But honestly, for men, like having white or silver in their hair is usually seen as like, oh, I have wisdom. I'm perceived like it's usually
like men like aging like a fine wine kind
yeah.
of thing.
But women who have gray hair, it's
She's
totally the stereotype is different. Yeah. And that's probably, it's maybe changing a little bit, but like for the majority of my adult life, that's why women are constantly coloring their hair. Cause like for me to have, like I'm only 40 and I have so much gray hair.
Well, you know the reason why I asked you to stop is because I like your natural color.
Yeah, but my natural color isn't as like, it's turning mousy and white.
But I think that's beautiful.
Well, that's why I married you.
And that's why. Well, thank you.
Because you think I'm pretty.
It's true. I do think you're pretty.
But should we finish? The conversation we started the other night with Alakai was.
Are we gonna? I think Kate was like the one that mentioned.
She did want to say. She's like, you guys need to do this on the podcast.
What? Did I miss something?
We probably have our wits about us a little bit more, so it actually would be.
What was the?
So we were talking about like relationships and
about
like what attracts.
Yeah. What
are you attracted to? What do you look for? What do you?
Do you want me to talk about it now?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, why not?
Okay.
We can put this out. We can be like, so girls.
Okay. Well, now
hey, girl.
Now that I feel put on the spot.
I like women.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We established you like a confident woman.
Yes, confidence is definitely attractive.
I agree.
I think because you're not only. Here's the thing. So it's not only like confidence is the thing, but it's also confidence in like your ability to set boundaries,
and communicate them.
Mm-hmm, and communicate them openly.
Yeah.
The communication skills are like a huge thing.
I had
and you know what?
A big thing for like why I like older women is because they actually like tend to like they have those skills where like they are more willing to communicate and they don't want the bullshit, so they're more willing to like communicate what they want
and what they don't want,
which
is really important too.
Yeah, but and you know what's very interesting is usually those type of women are deemed like bitchy, bossy, naggy.
My idea of bitchy is more like, I guess more like petty. Like if you're like making a big deal over like a small subject. Like I understand like if like you have a need to like set a boundary, and if like that little detail is like really a big deal, then please help me understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Which is again where those communication things come in.
Right.
But communication takes a two-way street too.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but that's what I also
didn't
say
do it
is
on
like
purpose.
that's also what I mean is because I also feel like I'm at I can't talk. I also feel like I'm at a point where I've worked really hard on my communication skills. I've worked really hard to like be open and vulnerable and like talk about my feelings and like my thoughts and stuff. That I'm at the point where I would like somebody that actually is there too and also has the like that skill set where they're willing to communicate openly and stuff. So
I like that.
I agree.
Well, I know you like it because you married me.
Someone that is goal oriented. Like, yeah, life is good to live, but at the same time, like, don't you want to have a place that you're going? Like,
yes.
So, I do like someone that is goal oriented and has like ambition and dreams. and something to like shoot for. So,
and always continue working towards it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because someone like that is also the kind of person that will probably make like much smaller goals. So it's just one of those things that like shows a little bit more consistency. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I think smaller goals are good too, because as you accomplish them, you feel more confident to start working towards bigger ones.
Okay, now here's a real psychological question. Oh, look, it's Jacob's bedtime reminder, you old man.
You shut your mouth. Hey,
I love you.
Did you hear about the gay man that's moonlighting as an owl?
No.
The gay man who's what?
Moonlighting as an owl?
No.
What? What is happening? You're going to get us canceled.
Oh, this is one of those you're supposed to say who?
Yeah.
Like,
you're
and then you're
supposed to.
Guys, we have to be careful. Somebody in this room is disguised as an owl.
Wait, what?
Who?
That's the thing. We don't.
Oh my gosh.
Is that
okay.
a TikTok video or something?
I don't know what's
that's
happening.
TikTok.
I don't know what's happening.
I think I just kind of adapted it and did my own thing.
Well, how did we get here?
I don't know. Jacob
That's
started
a very
telling
good
it
question.
that. Okay,
Some people
so here's my
think that
question.
we started in a premortal soup.
Jacob.
Oh, not that far
Stop.
back? Oh, okay.
That's no. Okay. So here's my question. Do you like a confident woman who has goals and has an idea of where she's going because you're hoping that partnering yourself with somebody like that will help you achieve it?
I think so. I think it also has to do with like a common value kind of thing. Is like I want to set a goal. Like having someone that also wants to set a goal is like, you know, you're both goal oriented, and it's like you're working on something together. You're growing together. So, but yeah. So yes, I think the answer to that would be yes.
Well, I think it's really good that you have a concept or an idea or like it's really important to kind of know what you want. So when you're out there going on dates and meeting people and all that good stuff, you're looking for that in a person.
Okay, so here's the other question. What are deal breakers?
Deal breakers?
Deal breakers.
Dilfs are deal breakers. Damn those dilfs.
Jacob, I'm trying to have a serious conversation with Alakai.
I
So
apologize.
this is something that goes both ways. If I feel uncomfortable around her family and if she doesn't get along with my family. Just because I'm also family oriented and like I love my family. So I would like hope that I would bring somebody into my family that can be part of that. And I also know that like someone's family also says a lot about them too. So does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, yeah.
and that isn't always the case a lot of the times. Like there are a lot of great people that like grew up with horrible families and then like turned out totally wonderful people.
Or vice versa. Grew up in a really
But
great
you can
family
look at
and became a complete
Yeah,
jerk.
that's true.
You
Yeah.
can look at a person's family and see how they interact and stuff to know kind of what dynamic you're going to be dealing with in different
Mhm.
things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like if you find somebody and you see that like people in their family maybe I don't know, like behave somewhat passive aggressively.
Yeah. Exactly.
Then you're like, okay, is that something I'm going to have to deal with in our relationship?
Yeah.
Because that's the family dynamic that they grew up in. That's their home life that they grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because a lot of those traits and stuff kind of carry over.
I dated a very close family friend. This was a mistake. Several years ago. And I really loved her family. And like we all got along great. They had a parent who was kind of, you know, it was communicating with them was very difficult, and they were very like, I am always right, you're always wrong. So like the more I started to date this person, it was like, okay, I never saw this trait in you before. I'm slowly starting to see it now.
Ooh.
And eventually it was like, it became one of those things of like, say how you feel and mess things up, or say nothing at all and let that mess you up. So I kind of went for a while just kind of like not communicating, and then eventually when I did, it was like everything just came falling apart. I was like, okay, and that's where the deal breaker was in this relationship. I knew there was one. Here it is. So
do you feel that you manifested that, or do you feel that it just kind of came to light after recognizing it? Like in her family, and then finally seen it in that person.
I don't think that I manifested it. I think it was just one of those things where like, you know how like sometimes like you'll ignore red flags. Like that's what a lot of people do now, is like we'll like ignore red flags because we like this person so much, and like we get so excited by the thought of being with them. I think it was one of those where it was like, you know, kind of ignore the red flag, and that like once you spend more time with them, you're like, okay,
those red flags become like huge billboards.
Yeah, and it's like, okay,
do
but
not
here,
pass.
now I see it.
Here's the reality. It's my favorite thing to say, right? Everybody's gonna have a red flag that becomes a billboard. Everybody does. The thing you have to weigh, because you're never going to find that perfect person. Ever. Like, nobody is perfect. And the whole reason why we get together and work together, or like, you know, why we're in couples, is because being in that couple pushes you to grow as a person. Like, you can only grow so far by yourself at some point, and then you're going to need a catalyst to help you grow further. And usually that's, you know, that human relationship. So, like, there's always red flags. Like, I got red flags with Jacob. But I had red flags with my first husband. And my first husband helped me to realize that the red flags I got with Jacob weren't so bad. And I was willing to deal with those red flags. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, the red flag that I had in this relationship was more of like a willing to work together on it, the kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
it was an unwillingness to.
Well, and that's
teamwork.
That happens, and that's okay, because you will find somebody who is willing to work on that with you, and like Jacob is not perfect, but he's perfect for me because we work together usually, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets a little. I mean. But we're like any other couple. But it literally, no matter what relationship you're in, you always have to commit. You always have to make a choice to commit to keep going. If that's what you really want. You both do. Otherwise, it's going to fall apart. Right?
Yeah. So
and some days I might commit more than others. And some days he commits more than I do. You know what I mean? But there's still always that balance. And we're always making that decision that we're choosing this relationship.
You know what I've seen, what I liked is like this whole thing that you guys got going on here is like a yin and yang kind of thing. It's like you're both individually like you, but then like when you guys are together, it's like, wow, we got a whole picture here.
Yeah.
So
it's one of the reasons why I started the podcast.
Why? Because we have that dynamic, and it's really interesting when we talk about stories and share experiences. Yeah, I'm worried that I might come across as too bitchy.
That's okay.
I do get feisty sometimes.
Well,
so, but like sometimes that aggressiveness can also fill in the gaps from like where there might be a little bit more like passive. You know what I mean? So. Fills in a gap.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm definitely a catalyst in the relationship.
For change?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Because you don't like to change. You don't like change. You have a hard time with change.
Yes, I do. I do struggle with change, especially major changes. Littler, smaller, shorter changes I can usually do fairly well. But yeah, when it comes to big changes, life changes,
uncomfortable.
kids, work status,
and see,
that kind of stuff, is really stressful on me for sure.
It's really interesting because Jacob hates change.
I don't know if hates the word, but I definitely...
It's not your favorite.
Yeah, I definitely do not like it.
And you will resist it if you can.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, thrive with change. I like new challenge. I like taking something on and so it's very interesting because that's an interesting dynamic that we have to work through. Wow, we kind of got into the whole relationship part of this, didn't we? Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
I don't know, because I feel like I come in and
you also did say that you wanted to talk about
it.
So.
This is as much of your podcasts. This is as much Alakai and Rianne's podcast as it is Jacob's podcast.
It's your computer. It's your camera.
Yeah.
It's your monitor and your sound system. Your mic. Your chair.
Yeah, but but that microphone is not Alakai's mind. That microphone is not Rianne's heart.
What if it actually was? This whole time I've just been talking to my own brain.
Is this the Matrix?
Okay.
Did we slip into some kind of...
I feel like we're getting into some weird...
There's a reality somewhere where this is actually a possibility.
Well, there is a theory that that life is actually just like this, like simulation. Like it's like a game, basically. That's not...
That's what we call the Matrix.
You lost the game. If you're hearing this and you understand what I'm saying, you lost the game.
Okay, so we know the characteristics. What are some of the hobbies that the person that you're attracted to would have?
How about bicep sized? We got measurements for biceps. Do we need do we need a lean beef peppermint patty kind of build, or are you looking for... No, I'm just kidding.
How do we get from hobbies to builds?
I don't know. I'm just talking nonsense.
As far as hobbies go, I mean, as long as they're healthy hobbies, great. What
if she likes to collect toilet paper?
Then I would say, where were you during COVID, huh?
Oh, shoot.
That's when you turn to her, you go, "It was you?"
Jeez.
You're the reason I sat on the toilet going, "No!" at 5 a.m.
You're the reason why I bought a bidet.
Try to save on that toilet paper. I apologize. I'm trying to make light of things. I apologize.
Yeah, we're trying to have a serious conversation, Jake.
I've noticed that I've gone for the more artistic types. Like someone that is very musically involved or is into drawing or painting or whatever. I also have noticed that I've been more drawn to someone that does a lot more outdoorsy stuff, if they're into snowboarding or surfing or mountain biking or hiking or camping or whatever, just something more outdoorsy. I found myself more attracted
so you
to
like
that.
yourself some hippies.
Yeah, I guess so. When you put it that way. Yeah.
So as soon as what's the cutoff as far as how long the underarm hair can be before she needs to get a trim?
What is going
Jacob,
on with you?
Shut up. Gosh. We won't talk about body hair. That's a line.
I did know a guy that was I will not date a girl that has a body hair, and I was like, why?
All women have body hair. Does she
Everybody
have to go
has
wax
hair.
every time? I don't know.
I was like, why is that your? Okay.
That's his deal breaker. What
Anyways,
else?
hello.
He's gonna have a hard time finding a woman.
Yeah, I know. What other hobbies have I been attracted to? I don't know. I think those are like my two biggest things: is someone that's really outdoorsy and someone that is like artistically involved.
Okay. Physically, what do you find yourself drawn to?
Physically, I don't know that I really have a physical type. I really don't. I will say I have also noticed that I don't really go for blondes as much as I did when I was back in high school.
Well,
yeah, I think boys are more into blondes when they're younger. I think that's true.
I
have my
feel like
theories.
I've been more attracted to like brunettes and redheads.
Well, those redheads are pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Especially
if you want some passion and like some excitement in your life, definitely go for the redheads.
Yeah. Especially if they're really into prancercising, because if they're not into prancercising and they're a redhead, man.
The one redhead that I ever dated. The one redhead that I ever dated was actually one of the most laid back people I had ever met in my life.
Oh, like, that's quite
super
opposite
chill,
from the
super quiet. Yeah, very timid and quiet, like very, like just chill, easygoing. Like,
was she a true redhead?
Yes, she was actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Like, no, it is a total stereotype that all redheads are fiery and all that stuff.
I think stereotypes are wrong. I think there's always going to be an exception to the rule.
Of course, there's always an exception to the
rule.
rule.
You always say something really controversial, and then you look at Rianne. You're like, fight me. You're just ready for the argument to come in.
He does. But I'm like, I'm saving my fight for something else.
Oh, man.
That was an interesting foreshadowing.
Jesus.
Somebody else
on the couch tonight?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought you were talking about me.
No, it has nothing to do with you. It is something totally different. Again, I'm plotting to take over the world. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying
the world, just...
I'm trying to figure out what... Oh! I was just thinking that pinpointing when I started liking redheads.
I don't think I'm going to like this story.
No, it's not really a story. You know the girl from The Guild?
Yeah.
That redhead?
Mm-hmm.
I think she was like the first redhead. I was like, oh, redheads are cute.
Oh.
It's because she played video games.
Video games. Oh, yeah, that's another thing that I've noticed myself being more attracted to. Is someone like that likes to watch a lot of TV and movies and play video games. So I mean, if you can't like sit down on the couch with me and have some fun over Super Smash, like, come on.
I don't want you anymore. You don't smash. You don't smash, bro. Get out of my house.
Like I can play video games, but I don't like the same video games you like.
No, you don't like video games.
That's not true.
You don't like video games.
I play games on my phone all the time.
I don't see those as video games.
No.
But that's okay. That's just my personal opinion.
He's asserting his dominance, as one would say.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
okay, so brunettes and redheads, athletic, like outdoorsy.
What about camping? Were you into camping?
Yeah, that's part of the whole outdoorsy thing too.
Outdoorsy thing? Okay.
We should invite him to go camping with us.
We don't do anything when we go camping.
That's half the fun.
Yeah. Like legit.
We consume some fun things.
We haven't talked about us camping. Holy crap. We have like 5 podcasts planned out already. Like, no joke.
Did we?
We pretty much do. I mean, we have so much stuff we haven't even talked about that we've experienced already. Camping was one of those things.
Camping was fun.
There's a fight going on in the corner over here.
I honestly didn't find Rianne until, well, I mean, we met through a mutual friend, but I strongly believe that I wouldn't have found her if I didn't sit down and go, okay, what do I really want in a woman? And kind of laid out some stuff.
No, you didn't find me until you decided you weren't going to date anymore.
Well, that was part of it, but I was taking a break because I was trying to figure out what I wanted. And
and I was taking a break because I was like, screw this. You know how it happened? This is what happened. So I'd been divorced. It was dumb. I was trying, like, I don't know. Anyway, I was sick of being alone. And I said, that's it. I, apparently suck at dating. I don't know how to date. So I am just going to set a goal for myself to go on 33 dates for my 33rd year of life. And Jacob was number 31.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
So my last 3 dates of my 33rd year were with Jacob.
Oh.
Wow.
And trust me, there were some pretty bad dates.
I don't doubt that at all.
Everybody.
I did very well. I did very well with the
worst date story time.
Oh, no.
Do we have time to do that, or is that another podcast?
I don't know.
Is that our 6th podcast?
Oh, you know what? That is worst date stories.
My butt hurts.
That's an entire podcast. You know what? I was thinking it's 9:20. You've been going for 2 hours now.
Has it been 2 hours? Oh, jeez.
Time flies when you're having fun. What can I say?
So we can come back and tell our worst date stories.
As long as you're actually in the
So the next
podcast
one's
this
going to
time.
be, yeah, exactly. So next one is going to be themed by you, and it's going to be about relationships and worst dates.
Oh,
you
no.
wanna start
There's
with.
an entire podcast. An entire,
series that she could probably do.
There's I have so
could
many
be a
ideas.
TV show.
It
Maybe
could be
a
its own
radio
TV show.
Who knows?
But, no, I think that would be fun. Do you have bad date stories?
Yeah, I do.
I think everybody has bad date stories.
Well, yeah, I have bad date stories, but I didn't have most of my bad dates until I was in my 30s. You're still young.
We're still young.
Actually,
says the gray hair.
Remember, Jacob, you remember that when we were in Indianapolis and I was doing the holdovers and I had that time to go on a date?
Yeah.
That actually was a bad date.
Oh, I feel like that's going to be a fun story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Until next
dear.
time. Until next time.
Yeah, I need to. Yep. I got to go.
You got to go.
Okay.
Again, this taking over the world thing is very time consuming.
Okay.
We should probably close up anyway. So.
Okay. Well, hey, guys, I really appreciate you all coming today. If you haven't already, hopefully we have earned your following, your subscription, your whatever you got to do on whatever device, however that works. Definitely keep an eye on us on YouTube, on the Facebook, and the Twitch. You can also get us on Twitter. And all that wonderful stuff. All the links are in the descriptions down below. And as always, we will see you in the next one.